Taurus. It's mid-April 2020. This is your mid-April 2020 tarot card reading from me. Pretty good start there. So we got the Empress on the bottom of the deck. And the World, the Star, and the Ace of Swords. What this is saying to me is that your world is in the process of changing, and if it's not visible to you yet, it's going to be visible to you soon. It's not far off, and to some extent, you have a good amount of power in when this happens. I feel like it's a matter of clearing something away. Yeah, there is some kind of confusion that you have to cut through. And I don't know if it's emotional immaturity or if it is regarding an emotional connection. I don't know. This is not coming clear to me for some reason. There's something that you're going to have to cut out, and I think that it is a negative connection that you have with somebody. And it's causing you to be unable to see clearly. It's causing you all kinds of confusion I'm not even sure that you're aware of. But it's a bad connection, and if you're able to cut it out, like all of this here, if you're able to we'll just move that all over here to separate it, then I think that's going to hasten the arrival of a positive change in your world. So one of the things that was coming out over there was the Knight of Cups. And it was kind of like the thing that was attaching it to the Ace of Swords, that it was attaching this whole set of cards to the Ace of Swords. Now I pulled a Knight of Swords, which to me, one of the things I think of when I see that card, like the Ace of Swords, is this Knight of Swords charging ahead to cut things out. To cut things out that they don't need to be there. So I think it's fitting that I set these aside, saying like we're cutting them out, and then flip this card over, saying, and then I was like thinking just now, well, let's see what I pull after that, because that'll be what comes after you cut out all the fat over here. And that ends up being the Six of Wands, which is a card about victory and, status in people's eyes and like appreciation. Even the horse here, like everybody's around welcoming this person home in victory, and even the horse is kind of looking at them with admiration, kind of looking back like so jealous of you. And then of course the Seven of Swords. I'm going to say that the Seven of Swords represents you getting away from this energy over here. Like, just cut and fucking run. Get away from that, because whatever you think that that's doing for you, you're wrong. And it could also be seen, the Seven of Swords, before I even touch on this Emperor that I pulled as well, as somebody in that connection who is definitely in it for themselves and not really straightforward in their dealings with you. But mainly what I see from it here is just get the fuck away from that. Whatever that is, just forget about it. Leave it in the past. It's not good. It's not cool. And like what you can come to embody and who you can bring forth from within yourself will be almost unrecognizable when you do that. Because the Emperor is somebody of great power and stature, and he's somebody that commands respect, and it's not commanding in a way of like, I don't know, doesn't need to do anything for it. He just is, and his energy and vibration speaks for itself, and people feel that around him, and it's admirable and respectable. And like, I always feel like this dude kind of has this look of admiration on his face. You can't see it super clearly. There you go. You can see it better there. It's the Seven of Pentacles. And I feel like when you've done the work of cutting this relationship out and allowing these more positive things to come, because I think that even just whatever this connection is, it serves as a blockage for a lot of positive traits. Anything that's in our lives regularly calls forth certain attributes from within ourselves and suppresses certain attributes from within ourselves from coming to the fore, right? So you can have this habit or these close relationships that are unhealthy, these things that you do all the time, and they will make you'll only be able to access certain parts of yourself. So you'll only be able to access yourself in a certain way. And it can make you think that is just who you are. And it like just drops this veil between you and other aspects of yourself. And it's not until you get rid of those things. It's like somebody with an addiction who doesn't realize that they have some kind of problem, right? And it's not until you cut out the addiction and you see yourself change that you're like, my God, like that was like, I wasn't even me. And it can be like that with so many things. Sometimes I've had things like that before where I didn't realize that it was a problem. I didn't realize the extent of the problem until I cut it out and then fell back into the habit of doing it several times. And then I was like, oh, like this is the way that I change is all from just not doing that. Like it's a pattern that every time I stop doing that, my life gets fucking incredible and I feel great about who I am. And then shortly after I'd start doing that again, then it would just like fucking go away, you know? And definitely emotional connections have been like that in my life where it's been like, it definitely limits your potential and what you can access from within yourself. So I'm going to call it good at that point. I hope that resonates with you, Taurus. I hope you have a good month. Bye.